you go, Liam. Drink up. What do you think?
Good.
Good. What do you think? What do you think?
Good.
You got a green mustache. What's that on your face?
That I'm thinking.
Green mustache?
Yeah.
It's in the system, it's in our blood. You cannot keep me from looking for love.
And just like that, there's a crunch, crunch, crunch under my feet as I walk to the barn. I look down and there are broken open eaten pecans everywhere I look. Those squirrels have been busy. The pecans have begun dropping off the trees and squirrels are chewing their way through the outer shell into the nut. We never do seem to get any good pecans out of these trees. We have a lot of squirrels eating them, but we also tend to find that the ones that we do collect and try to break open tend to be bad inside. So they've either been some kind of disease or bugs have gotten inside of them, so they're not even edible. The squirrels know which ones are edible and eat them all. So there's either very few to pick up or the ones we pick up are yucky. But sometimes we get lucky and get a yummy little taste, but not much to make any recipes with or anything, despite the volume of trees we have.
Ain't gonna lie, I'm on the run till the day
Hey,
I die.
how did you get out? What are you doing? Oh, does your friend teach you a way out? Do you know your way back in? No, I doubt it's that way, guys. I don't think you can fit through that wire. Unless you're really super clever. Here, if you're really super clever, then let me open the door for you. Come on. Wow, they have a little bit of brains after all. I never think of ducks as being the most intelligent animals. They're funny though. Uh-oh, it looks like their water got spilled or something. It looks empty. Better grab that hose. They've got a bucket of drinking water, but they like to swim in that little pond, that little pool, so I'll fill that back up for them. They never keep it clean, so it's not really good for drinking too much anyway, but they do have a bucket in there with water for drinking. I just want to make sure you guys knew that. Just wanted to show you that these fig cuttings that we did the other day are starting to put out new leaves on this one. Don't see any new leaves forming on this one yet. This one was a thicker, older cutting, so they don't tend to be as fast as the younger green cuttings do. I have another giant handful of fig cuttings for the brown turkey from a friend that sent them to me, and I'm gonna go ahead and get those started in water first because I put them straight into water in the house and I'm out of potting soil right now, so I gotta get some more soil to use for them. Oh, Time, you're looking good. You liking that extra food on the milk stand? So this is milk stand training. We do this before they kid. They get extra feed and time on the milk stand to be comfortable. You see she's starting to develop an udder. It's just getting a little bit pudgy here. You see that? She looks very full all around. She's due October 15th. So we could even start feeling baby kicking at this point. She had her vitamin E and selenium paste last week, and I'll do that one more time just before kidding time. I usually do it about once a month when they're pregnant to make sure we don't have any selenium deficiencies in the kid. I think she's going to be a good mama. I just have a really good feeling about her. She's a beautiful goat, and I think we're gonna get some beautiful kids out of her. What you doing?
What's his mom here?
Just sitting, playing with your plastic frog?
Yeah.
Cool.
Live.
Ryan opened up another section of the paddock that way, and you can tell that the goats have new forage area because they're not all up at the hay yet. They're kind of looking around. Kitty, what do you think? What are we gonna do about Sister Ray? Sister Ray, what are we gonna do about you? You're not being very nice. So for those of you that were with us when Sister Ray kidded and I was out of town and my farmsteaders had to wrestle with her, you know that Sister Ray can have a bit of an attitude sometimes. So she's in here with the bucks and the ducks. The bucks are not acting like they're in rut at all because I suspected her attitude was from being in heat. But these boys gave her a little bit of attention the first day and then no more attention. So this has been going on all weekend and Sister Ray has not behaved yet. And by misbehave, I mean she was being downright mean and bullying Kitty here. And Kitty is my baby. You can't bully Kitty. Not that I would let her bully any of my goats. But Kitty was just taking it like a beating. I mean, they were bumping heads so hard that they both have bare spots on their tops of their heads where the fur has been worn off from cracking skulls together so hard, so many times. And Sister Ray was biting her, like bit her over and over. And I was like, my poor kitty, my poor sweet kitty. She didn't do anything to deserve it. I think Sister Ray was just in a really strong hormonal heat and was taking it all out on Kitty, which is not fair. So I said, you know what? I wasn't wanting middle of the winter kids, but she is being really a stinker. And she's only a month away from her breeding date anyway. So it's not too early for her. But you see all the goats are loving it out there. I think all the girls are coming into heat. You see Dominique and Shady were just butting heads. They're all kind of acting like they're ready for the breeding season, which is good because I want them to come into heat in time for the proper breeding. But in the same breath, my boys are not in rut at all. And I don't know what's the hang up. It's like, come on boys, get your acting gear here. So we might have a little delay in breeding just because of the bucks. Now look at that, Fancy's picking on Kitty now. So maybe Kitty's in heat too, and that's signaling the more dominant does to be aggressive with her. Yeah, poor baby. Fancy doesn't bite though. Sister Ray was biting. Wait, are you biting now? No, you're just blubbering like a buck because that's what you do when you're in heat. I don't see your tail wagging though. You usually wag your tail. See how she's sniffing her rear end? Yeah. You guys are in heat. Everybody's in heat all at once. Bunch of hormonal teenagers. Goats found something really yummy back there that they're enjoying. Oh, I bet it's pecan leaves. They love when the leaves fall off the pecan trees. It's like chips. It's like potato chips. They can't stop eating them. The nice little crispy treats. They love them. That's fun. Is that rain? Oh my goodness, do you see the rain over the chicken tractors? It's raining in full sun. Oh, and it's raining over there and not over here. Raining right there at the chicken tractors. I can see the rain above them against the bark of the oak tree behind them. That is so awesome and weird. Ah, and now the goats. Ah, no, it's raining. I can't get my feet wet. I'm a kitty cat, not a goat. They all run to the shelter. Ah! Run for shelter, whether it's underneath the big pecan or it's up there at the big shelter. Ha! Dominique and Shady are like, nah, I'll just stay here in the shade eating. Goats do not like rain. Instinctively, they just really don't like it. Something about them knowing that there's a higher risk of parasites when the ground is wet, I guess. It's so funny when they all run. I'll be looking out my window from the house at this paddock and I'll see the goats run and I'll know that it started raining. Look how pretty the leaves are falling though. Fall is coming. When the pecans start dropping their nuts and their leaves, you know that the fall cool weather isn't far behind.
Everybody wants some love and affection. All we are is delicate people. Everybody needs love and affection. Yes, we all are delicate people.
You want some extra love?
All we are is delicate people.
Sweet little, sweet giant goat. I've been trying to make a real effort to start my day off with a good green smoothie full of anti-inflammatory ingredients. It's been really good. If you follow me on Instagram, you'll see one of the recipes I did yesterday, and I used part of that in today's recipe as well. And then we also are making elderberry syrup because it is that time of year when we start taking it regularly to make sure that we stay healthy. And I'm eating one of the last Mona bars I made. Mona bars are very similar to another bar that you may know by a similar name. I call them Mona bars because copyright infringement. So my friend Mona is the one who told me about the recipe, and I made 2 batches, 2 different flavors. The one that I was sneaking a bite of this morning is my favorite. So I'm going to make that again. If you guys are interested, I'll make a video of that recipe. What did I tell you? The radish are already germinating, coming up out of the ground long before the carrots ever will. Now you see they're kind of heavily seeded there and then kind of thinned out there. So there's going to be variations in the depth of the seed when you do the watering and spray planting, but it's pretty easy to come through and just pinch off any of these. If you think that they're close together, you can pinch that off, or when they're this tiny, you can even pull it out. And if you give that a good wash, you add that to your salad or your smoothie, and it's a great nutrition source. Microgreens or sprouts are very nutritional. Looks like these cucumbers are doing pretty well. I'm gonna be training them into this tomato cage as they grow. I need a little bit more length on them before that'll work. And try to get the majority of them growing up this way. My peanuts keep getting eaten by deer, but we still have some that are doing well over here. It seems like the deer come in this far and eat everything, and then they stop. Oh, no, that's been seeded. That's been seeded. We can't hoe after it's been seeded. That's my line. See how it's a line across the bed? I'm using that to mark where I planted things. So you can't touch that for a couple of days until the seeds come up, okay? That butterfly?
Yeah.
That's a buckeye butterfly. And look, there's seedlings coming up. Those are rutabaga or turnip seeds. That's so cool.
And this right away.
This squash is looking really great. I saw some insects trying to get to them already, and I picked them off by hand. See, look, squash bugs already. Smush those when they're in that stage. Tiny little baby. Squash bugs, you don't want to let them get big. They do a lot more damage. It's full grown. So it's good to look under your leaves, especially early in the morning. You're going to see more of the insect pests before they go hiding from the sun. So when you just have a small patch like this, it's easy to just pinch them off. This poor little sad bean all by itself. For some reason, oh I know, those were old seed. That's probably why. And it looks like we've got okra to pick. One volunteer okra plant, and we've got 2 okras that need to be picked. And that looks like a wheel bug. I'll leave that one for now. Sugarcane is reaching towards the sky. Look at that. So tall, so healthy and happy. Got some peppers ripening here. See, my goldenrod is about to bloom back there. That's the aromatic goldenrod, or Solidago ordata, Robert. That's the proper name. That's the Latin name. You know I'm going to say that every time, right, Robert? That's a private message to a friend of mine over at Daybird Aviaries. He makes fun of me because I always call my goldenrod Solidago. I can't help it. I worked with a really good friend of mine for many years at the Butterfly Center at Callaway Gardens, and he was a stickler for Latin names. So he had me in the habit of not even saying common names at all, and Solidago is just one of the ones that really stuck with me. I don't know if I told you this yet or not, but you see those chicken tractors back there? We sold 8 more chickens. So I'm super excited about reducing the chicken flock, and as the chicken eggs reduce, our quail eggs have increased. We are getting like 14 quail eggs a day now, which is more than what we can use. So that is perfect for our family's needs. They are so much easier to take care of than any poultry I've ever had. So I'm super excited about that. I was just coming back through here real quick because I didn't check the beets. Doesn't look like we have any germination on the beets yet. They usually tend to take a little bit longer, like the carrot seeds. I hope you guys are planting some roots by seed in your garden and enjoying the bounty very soon from especially those radish. I want to thank everybody who helped the root vegetable video do so well. This collaboration with Roots and Refuge has been one of my most successful videos in a long time. It was successful because I put a lot of work into it and a lot of effort in the editing. It was successful because it was a great collaboration with another awesome person and channel. It was a great video because it was such a great topic and something that was near and dear to my heart, and I feel like that really came through in the video. I want to thank all the new subscribers that came over from Jess's channel. I really appreciate the subscriptions, and I hope that you guys will enjoy more of our videos in the future.
Yes, we all are delicate people. Whoa, yes, we all are delicate people. Whoa, yes, we all are delicate people.
Alright, I got a lot to do inside today, so I gotta get busy. I'm working on more projects around the house, trying to get caught up from when I was pretty sick and tired and wasn't doing a whole lot of house cleaning. I had a lot of piles built up, so I'm trying to get through those piles and get them organized and unclutter a little bit, because clutter just is not good to have. It's not good for your health. Thank you guys for watching. Please like, share, comment down below, subscribe if you haven't already, and we'll see you next time on Wholesome Roots.
Oh, there's a spider.
There is a spider. Oh, that's a nice big riding spider.
There's a toad.
She's pretty.
Yeah. But why is she not moving?
She's waiting for her prey to land in her web so that she can catch it. If she moves, then the prey won't come to her. But if she stands real still, then the prey will land in her web and she can eat them.
Oh.
Yeah.
Where's her baby?
She doesn't have any babies right now. She's just eating lots of flies and getting big and fat.